Okay. So let's just say, so, and the other thing is this, when you have the arm, right? And some of you splinted the arm out, right? You splinted the arm out like so, right? Just remember that the arm's always going to be, it's always going to be in here, right? In a situation to where it's self split. It's never going to be out here, right? If it's out here, then that's unique. Okay, most of the time it's going to be, and I've had it out here before. We had to improvise. It's always going to be in here. So when you're, and this is also for fracture, the next step would be to sling it. Okay, so we fracture it. So we would sling it after we splint it. Okay, so I'm not gonna teach you that. I'm not gonna add that to I might add it. I don't know, for the split procedure, but just understand that you would sling it after you splint it. We wouldn't, if we could, we wouldn't want to we would not want to just keep it splinted without slinging it. So if we had a sling material, we would want to sling it too. So here's how. So this is for that, or it's for a shoulder dislocation or a clavicular fracture. Okay, the clavicle goes from the scapula, attaches to the sternum. Okay, so any type of clavicular fracture or a shoulder dislocation, we won't splint it. We will only sling it. Okay, so let me just scoot this up because my stand just busted on the skeleton. So what you're going to do when you sling, you're going to end up with the triangular bandage. Okay, and this is what I'm going to provide you. So this triangular bandage, it looks like so. All right, and it is triangular in shape. So how it looks is you open it up and it's like that large. Okay, and it has, it's a little bit irregular in shape. It has longer ends than, it's not triangular where it has three sides that are the same length. It's a little bit different. Okay, one side's much longer than the other, but it's still triangular. So when we use this to sling, okay, and I'm going to post this. I'll probably create a YouTube video. I'll post this, but if I don't like it, I'll create a YouTube video, and I'll send it so you can see it a little bit better. So what you're going to do when you get the triangular bandage, okay, is you're basically going to open it up and you're going to hold it to your hip like an apron, like so. So if it's the left shoulder that you're slinging, you're going to hold it to your right hip, all right, to measure it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to basically rest it like so. I'm going to rest it like so on his left shoulder. Okay, so it'll be like this with the points, the end of the triangle, the pointy part of the triangle at this elbow end. Okay, so it's gonna hang on the chest and the body. Now, if I rest it, so this would be your partner, right? This is Skelly. So if I rest it on Skelly, I'm gonna rest it on his shoulder. It's kind of difficult, I know, because it's white and it's clear. So I'm gonna rest it on his shoulder, but I'm gonna rest it. I'm gonna go underneath. You can see that. I'm gonna go underneath, in between his stomach, right, and his arm. So the patient's stomach, his arm, if I can, right. Sometimes it's difficult because obviously there's not a lot of space for a live person. Okay, but I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna rest it, and I'm gonna slide it. I'm gonna pull it, slide it underneath, like so. And the pointy part, of the triangular bandage is going to be hanging it's not as easy with the live with the fake skeleton. Okay, so we'll just tuck it in his rib cage here. So it's gonna look something like that. Okay, he's not wanting to work with me. Okay, and so I'll do it on myself as well, so you can see what it looks like. So it should look, if it's my left arm. Okay, so it should look, so what'll happen is, let's just say it's me, all right? You're doing it on, I'm doing it on myself, but just to show you, you're gonna slide it, wedge it through the arm and the body, like that. The pointy part of the sling should be like so. Okay, so now you have the pointy part here. So basically it's hanging like that with the arm like so, okay? And then you have the pointy part here on the edge of the elbow. All right, so let's go back to Skelly, see if he'll work with me here a little bit better. Okay, so by the way, I have not performed this demonstration on a skeleton before, so little unique. All right, so you guys can see that. Now what's going to happen is you have one end here, right? That's one end that's been resting on the shoulder. You have another end here that's resting down here, and then you have the triangular kind of pointy end that's on the edge of the elbow. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take this end, right, that's resting down, you're going to wrap, you're going to drape it. You're going to drape it over the other shoulder, okay? You're going to drape it over the other shoulder. So now this would come over the right shoulder, like so. So now you have one end over the left shoulder, which is the top that you had before, and you have a other end over the right shoulder, okay? And this is where you're going to tie it. So now what you're going to do is you're going to kind of weed this through a little bit. So the pointy end is at the edge of the elbow. Okay, right like that. And then what you're going to do, and now we have it kind of supporting his arm. Now, let's rotate him a little bit. Now you'll tie it on the back. Okay, so you'll tie it, the top end, and then the other end here. Now, obviously, you're not going to, let's do this for a second. You're not going to reach over, right? You can reach over. You actually could do this and kind of look over, so you can reach over. Actually, I'm trying to think of how I teach on a real person. I think I teach on a real person to reach over. And now you're going to, see if I can show you. Now you're just going to tie it, right? You're going to take two ends. You're going to tie it, and you're going to knot it. Just like a, let's see if I can get this so you can see it better. You're going to tie it, and then you're going to just knot it. Show you. So there's the hole, right here. My finger's at, and you're going to just bring it through. You're going to bring it through and then just create your knot. It doesn't have to be a square knot, just a regular knot. Okay, now it secures in place the sling. And now we have, now you're going to see on this side, let's rotate him a little bit. Okay, so now you're going to pull his hand out. He shouldn't need his rib cage to hold it now. So the hand is here, you can see that. Now we're gonna pull, we're gonna just kind of pull slide the sling material out a little bit more, like so. And then what we're gonna do here, rotate him a little bit. We're gonna pull this pointy area out, like so. Okay, now the pointy area, you can see that here. So we pull the pointy area out, give you a better angle. So there's the pointy area there. Here's the elbow right there. You're gonna pull it a little bit more like that, and then you're gonna start to twist it. So you're gonna twist, see it. Keep twisting. Twist, twist, twist. Okay, and then you're gonna tie this. I can get you to, let me see if I can drop this down just a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna twist it, and then we're gonna tie. Want as much twist as you can, because the longer it is, the easier it is to tie. Okay. So there you have the end, the twist, and then you're gonna tie it. So you're gonna loop it and then pull, you're gonna pull that through. And now you have tied a knot, and then now you've created a pocket, okay, for the elbow to rest in. All right, so now you have this pocket here for the elbow to rest in. Now what we're gonna do, okay, is we're gonna take the end of the sling and we're gonna pull it up like so. Okay, and now you have a sling, a forearm that's slinged with the material. Okay, and so now if I pull this, so let's go this way. Let's rotate him this way. So now you have the pocket here. You can see that. Okay, for his elbow to rest in. And then you have the sling material that's completely extended beyond his hand, right? And now he doesn't have to, I don't have to tuck his fingers in his rib cage for me to. Usually, typically, you'd obviously, this skeleton has an elbow, okay, that doesn't bend because it's just ligaments on there. So I couldn't have him self-splint himself. Normally, obviously, you'd have your partner self-splint. And now you have a skeleton that is basically slinged with support on the elbow and the forearm, and it's going to help decrease pain. Okay, so that is how to sling a forearm fracture or a clavicular fracture or a shoulder dislocation. Let me stop.